Hey, love bugs, it's Rosalind back at you one more again. I hope all is everybody is doing good on this beautiful weekend. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, extended beautiful family, just thank you so much for the love and support. It is so greatly appreciated. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, just thank you so much. I don't know if I just said that twice or not, but um, just thank you for the support. If you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit this notification bell so you know when I upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you have been if you feel like the videos are informative to you, give you good vibes or inspiration that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath, they're going through trying times at the moment and needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give a girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's so greatly appreciated, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. The YouTube channel I'm using for my meditation today is called Awakening Planet. The music I'm using in the background is called 528 Hertz Miracle Tone of Self-Love, Boost Positive Energy and Music, the Deepest Healing and Serenity. Y'all, if my voice sounds really loud, I do apologize. I'm using my laptop today. I haven't used my laptop in over, I think it's almost close to a year and a half now, because it was like either my my energy was just like totally crazy, and there'll be sometimes I would move my hands and you would voice thing, and people were like, Rosalind, you need to get a microphone. So I'm using one. My daughter got me one that's like if you're working from home and using the microphone for your computer. I said I'm just go ahead and use this. So I did a test earlier and it seemed pretty clear. So I apologize if it's a little bit, let me put it up like that, if it's a little bit too loud. So I do apologize. But the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, when things are shaking you to the core, but that you project into unimaginable power that has always been there. It's so true. There are so many of us going through trying to get comfortable, y'all. So many different things right now. I know yesterday it was like right before I was doing my videos. I told if you've been with me for a while, you've heard me say that on the line of my spiritual gifts, I have like medium, clairvoyant, psychic type gifts where I can communicate with the people passed over at times, or I can get like premonition about certain things that's taking place. And it was like yesterday I was drinking like some water or something like that. And the next thing you know, I wasn't even, it was like after I was drinking and it was like, already digested or whatever. And all of a sudden I just started coughing coughing, I drink something that goes down, your pipe wrong. And then next thing you know, I was thinking about the little girl on the show Family Matters, like with Steve Urkel and Laura Winslow and Carl and all them. And little girl Naya Rivera, I didn't understand why it was coming up yesterday. I think it was like early yesterday, like around 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever. I was just like, I threw it off. I'm like, okay, I don't know why I'm, seeing her for a reason. And I didn't understand. But next thing you know, it was like last night, I guess I was getting ready to set up my meditations for the night because I was going to bed early because it was just too much stuff going on. All of a sudden, I started seeing the things about her, presumed to be, what do they call it? Allegedly have passed already. In Cali, I guess it was some lake that she was in with her and her son. And I said, my heart goes out to her. All of a sudden, I had like really bad dreams. And wasn't, then I knew what was going on after that. But it was like, I don't know if it was just for me reading it, because a lot of times if you have the gift of clairvoyance, sometimes you can read something and then you can get like little snippets, even when people are like sending me text messages when I'm, doing empath counseling. I always call it empath counseling, when people are trying to get to know their deeper understanding about their path of purpose and all those different things that are taking place in their life, to give them a deeper understanding. So it was just like, when I was reading it, I was just getting really upset, because there was people saying, I took this woman, why would they leave her son? But it was like my dream. I seen somebody with a life jacket on, and I don't know if it was something that got caught, because then it was like flashes. It was really crazy. Like, I see a little boy getting it, like, somebody put the baby up into the boat. I guess they were swimming on the side of the little raft or whatever they were in. And next to, there was a person that was in the water, and I guess they were trying to get out. And when it was something, either their foot got caught on something or their life jacket got caught on something. And then the next thing you know, I just start choking again with the water. And it was just like, I was hoping and praying, that's not what happened to her. I hope they find her safely or whatever. I never knew no mom would leave their child on a boat by themselves, because it was just like, my heart goes out to their family. Like, this little boy, I think he's like 3 or 4 years old, he was on there, he was saying, "Mommy, I got on the boat, mommy was still swimming," and he fell asleep or whatever. But I just hope and pray, they find that woman and make sure she's okay, because she's really young. But I was just hoping that was not the case that has happened. But there is a lot of people I've been connecting with that, even with me, is just crazy how we all can relate to certain situations one way or another. Either you're dealing with rivaling siblings, it could be family, parents, that are very narcissistic and toxic connections. We're all going through those karmic cycles that we are working hard to sever. We are the ones that's, breaking all the generational curses and the karmic cycles. So it's just a lot of people that, I've been, keeping in touch with for a while, that's been having incidences where they're like probably a ex-husband or ex-wife or a baby mom or a baby dad or, a sibling that are very, very toxic. They bring heavy energy towards us, and universe places those people in our lives. It doesn't have to just be those people that I mentioned. It could be when you're on social sites, you could say something and then you end up dealing with cyberbullying, or you can give your advice about something and other people, like I've said before in my videos, other people can give almost like the same kind of opinion that you did, but they wouldn't say nothing to them. They get you. Us as Heyokas, it's like, it just seems like the more we're open to our knowing, our spiritual knowing of, gaining our strength, at being open to understanding, to, universe, go ahead and, just give us all we got. And it's like, we're all doing these purgings. We're dealing with a lot of retrograde hangovers. You're probably waking up and it's like all the pressure behind your eyes and on your forehead, heart chakra healing. It'll feel like, you're having pains. Like, it feels like, I swear up and down, I'll be hearing my heart like cracking and stuff. And it's just like that old patterns and habits and, trauma we've been carrying around for so long is starting to dissolve, is cracking away. So you're dealing with a lot of toxic connections that are sent into your life to trigger you, just to try to see, are you still allowing these certain patterns and certain habits to get you to that point where you're coming out of your element of peace? You're ready to, throat punch somebody, going to that point. And it's just like, when I see the situations I've dealt with, even with here, I always tell anybody, hey, if you are, they're like, Rosalind, I want to get my own, channel started. I said, with all the COVID, that's great, because a lot of things, you're staying at home and it is really good. I love what I do. Is very, very much of a positive outlet for me. And it's just a blessing when you can be able to go through your healing process. It's like a lot of y'all I've been connected with for almost 2 years or greater. and you have seen me go through many of changes in my life as you're going through yours. And it has really been a lot, it really has. So, but it's just like I've been meeting so many different people, and we're all going through that same thing, getting to know ourselves on that deeper level, having our inner knowing, and understand our purpose uh of our mission, being able to sever those cords that are no longer needed in our lives. You've gone through so many traumatic experiences, and people are in your lives to remind you of that. You're always opposing a threat to somebody. When you're going through different things in your life, and you speak highly of yourself within peace, like I always see myself as just progressing, allowing myself to go through my process of progress, trying to be better than what I was 15 minutes ago or even 5 minutes ago, learning new things every day, learning from other people, they're learning from me, hearing about different experiences that I can totally relate to. And it's good when you can be able to be freely to be able to speak on the things that you have gone through. I'm like an open book to a certain extent. I choose to not keep talking about the other things. I have to tell somebody, and I know the universe brings people my way when we're all dealing with certain things, with toxic connections, and they can really push you to that point where it's bringing you out of character. It makes you just want to just say, you know what, I'm done. I'm so past done. And it's like at that point, you're almost at the finish line. You don't want to give up on something for somebody who's, you can't change them. You can't change that situation when it comes to them, but you can change how you communicate with those people. You can love folks, like, if it's family members, you don't have to deal with them just because they're family. I've had people who are like, well, Rosalind, that's my best friend, or Rosalind, I've known them since I was a little kid. It doesn't matter if they are not, if there's some people supposed to be in your life for a reason, and there's sometimes people need to be in your life for a season. That doesn't mean they need to stay in contact. It's like when I started my journey, it was very hectic for me because I did not know what was going on in my life. I thought I was mentally losing it. When I found out the truth about my life after my father's passing, that was a lot for me to go through because I was just coming out of a toxic relationship that I've been in and out of for like 20 years. Finding out, about who I was related to. All these different things was coming up in my life that, I didn't have nobody else to turn to. And it was just so many people that I've been friends with for years, people I grew up with because my family that I was adopted into were military. And these are some of these people that I grew up with, our parents were on the military installation, so all those different things that I went through, universe turned me around. They were no longer needed in my life. I was dealing with everything by myself, and it was very scary for me, which led me here. And I, after I was going through all those different things, I always said I never wanted anybody to ever feel like I did. Universe started sending me off to different things, finding out, different hats, spiritual hats that I had in my life, knowing my purpose from a deeper perspective. And I mean, it done had its bumps and it done had me on a roller coaster ride, but I'm in for it. I'm here for it. There's times I'd be like, the hell with it. I'm so tired. I'm so mentally broke down. I'm emotionally broke down. You've been there, and things can get to that point where you don't want to be bothered with certain situations. You get tired of dealing with certain people that you have these cycles with, but they're in your life for a reason. They're in there to do things that, take advantage, not appreciating you, speaking not so highly of you. They go through that victim mentality as well, so, trying to make other people see you as they see you. And it's at that point you have to come to a point like, are you am I taking you with a blessing or something like that? I mean, they are your blessing, even when they are doing things in your life that is really like taking you out of character, because universe has placed those people in our lives, basically to remind you what they're doing, what they're saying, you always have a choice to choose to not even respond. The best response to a fool is none of that at all. You already see, like, they are, there are certain people, like if you're in a karmic situation where everything's boxed in, you can't go out nowhere. And those are the situations you're placed in for you to learn. These people are in your life. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to act the ass. They're supposed to be acting toxic, because it's breaking you out of that pattern just because they want to live their lives on making other people miserable. A lot of times misery loves company. I'm that type of person. If I'm in one of those funk states of mine, I don't want to make videos that day. I don't even want to do that because you're projecting a lot of energy towards people. You're already going through enough. Why am I going to add my situation to you? There's times I had to learn to even shield myself when I was making comments, replying to comments, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so draining. And it's like, I love what I do, but I'm learning every day, and it was just like I said, the universe sends people my way because I'm getting my answers on what I need to do in my life. These people, they're put in your life to allow you to love yourself more, allow yourself to see your power within you. It's always been there. You're a powerful person, but a lot of times when we have gone through so many things in our life, we discredit that. We don't, sit up here, we'll tell somebody else, yeah, you're powerful as I don't know what. Sometimes we'll get in our feelings about it, like, why can't I be like that? Actually, you are like that. Look at everything you have endured in your life. Look at all the things that you have maybe, there's people I know that lost their jobs, that went through, family probably killed off or something like that, or been homeless. You have gone through so many different things in your life, and yet you're still here to tell your story of experience. That's what makes you a warrior. That's what makes you strong. And that's what they want us to recognize. All those different things are, very crazy. And it's just like these negative situations that we go through. It can really mess you up mentally, emotionally, shoot, even spiritually. I had to deal with a lot of times where I had to allow myself to break away from that victim mentality, wanting to keep constantly saying the things that, my family has done, and I had to allow myself to really, see the things that I went through and understand this is like allowing me to claim my power back, allowing myself to release that anger. You're because when you're allowing yourself to do that, you're keeping yourself in a repetitive state that you're no longer needing to be in. And that's what the universe is telling us about. You own your power. If these people can't respect you, you have to respect yourself to eliminate yourself out of that situation, sever those cords. I was telling people, and as well as myself, I use a lot of etheric cord cutting with Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael, and I think it's Uriel at the same time. And those really work. They have short ones as well as long ones. You can use those during the day, especially if you have those jobs where you're out and about, and you get to that point where you may be triggered, or you could be going through your emotions because you're purging so much right now. It's like all these 5-6 planets in retrograde. So you're going through all these different things. There's a lot of old trauma and old wounds that are resurfacing that is really needing you to break away from those, and I have to remind myself it's like, girl, what are you doing? What is this bringing any kind of relevance of something that's bringing you happy? Anything that takes you out of your power of peace or power of happiness no longer needs to be a part of your life. Even if you're stuck in a situation where you're in a karmic situation where you're having to deal with them, maybe because you're children, or it could be a marriage that is ending, but there could be a financial strain, so you're stuck there. Anytime it's like that and you can't leave, everything is gone. With my situation, I couldn't do it. I don't have family that I can, connect with like that. All my family that actually cared about me to that point is all passed over. Or it was like my mom, my biological mom, I really don't have no connection with because of my adopted parents. They made sure that I didn't have that. So it's just like I'm on my own for this, but that's okay. I know that my situation is not going to always be this way. And there's sometimes I sit here and cry, and it's just like I tell universe, I've done so much, and I said, I know y'all send me synchronicities all the time that I'm doing a great job, but my heart is tired. My mind is like on the fritz, like I'm here. It's like a shortage. And it is just like, you're tired of all those different things that you've experienced in life, but universe is wanting to tell you, you got these beautiful blessings heading your way. You don't know how close you are until you allow yourself to let go. Stop, worrying about the outcome. If there's people out there bad mouth talking you, and to the point where people, they're creating chaos around you all the time. I had to tell myself that, and tell a love bug of mine, don't even worry about exposing them. Pretty soon it gets to that point where they're going to end up exposing themselves. What you've done in the dark, it comes to light. It happens. There's so much stuff that's going on in the world right now. There's so many people that got away with so many different things, and now it's starting to come out, and they're getting scared, as my mom said. They're getting scared. And it's just like right now, all the traumatic things that you're enduring right now at this point, yes, we know you're getting tired. Yes, you have been going through this for a matter of time. I'm like, I've been going through this since I was age 7 or 8. But after my father's passed, it's like been 4 years. And it's been a lot. It's been an awful lot. But then, for me to get that peace of mind, I tried to look at the positive outcome, the positive duration that I'm having during me waiting for my outcome to improve for my outcome. I met a lot of people. I experienced a lot of bad things, but I also experienced a lot of good things, which both of them I appreciate. It's allowing me to grow. It's allowing me to learn more about myself. What am I willing to, harden myself for? Not harden my heart, but have that tough skin and not worry about this person. You're getting to that point where you're starting to see what people's intentions are when it comes to your life and your better well-being. If this is not doing, people love misery, love company. If they see that you have blessings coming, they're going to work hard to make sure that you don't achieve those things, because they see it. They don't want you to discover what they see within you. So they'll bring different kind of trauma to your life. They will bring different kind of BS towards your life that you get tired of dealing with, and it's all right. Let them do that. If they want to be like that, let them do that. But it's just like certain situations I see, and I used to be in my feelings about it, but I was coming from a wound too. I was being my own toxic person, wishing bad stuff on them. And it's like, why? When people are doing that, they're saying exactly what they're needing to do. Break you away from those patterns, those old wounds. They're no longer needed. I can see if you've been paid for all these different things that that you are carrying, but still that's not paying you enough, because it's keeping you in a situation you no longer need to be in. And I have to tell myself that all the time. You're seeing blessings coming your way. You're seeing karma be repaid in kind. You're seeing karma when it comes to other people that are in your situation and are trying to block you from your blessings. And it's just like, it took me a long time to where I can see all the toxic connections I've had broke me away, but it allowed me to know myself for my truth. It allows me to be guided towards my inner knowing, having a stronger sense of my well-being, who I am to the core, and that's why the universe always wants us to do that. There's so many people I connect with, and it's just like what I'm telling them is like basically telling me at the same time. It's just like, this person, they can lash out at you and say all these different things. Yes, it can hurt. But when they're saying these things about you, it's basically about themselves. It's hard not to take it personal, even though when it is projected towards you. But this is how these people see themselves. It's just like with my situation, I can talk all day about all the toxic things either my family has done towards me, or where it brought me here, or my ex has done to me. But what's that point? What is that point? So I always tell people when they're, they start getting curious, either there's a lot of people that are being curious about my situation and find out the core of what brought me here. And they're like, oh, let me know this. And I'm just like, you're giving off those vibes that, you're trying to do some detrimental stuff to my life. And I always try to tell people, when you do that, you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, even when you have good things going on, you should never try to sever somebody from their stuff because you feel like, oh, they got something important better than mine, so let me go ahead and block them from theirs, but they want to still keep theirs. That's not how universe works, because they'll give you something like, oh, okay, you want to go ahead and block them? Okay, go ahead, keep on blocking. And as soon as you get ready to do something, let me see how your stuff gonna come out. And they don't realize that. So I always tell them, hey, if you want to know something, universe presents it to you, then you'll know. I might know. I've found out too many ways not to be so freely about all my life experiences, about me and my situation that I'm in. I had to learn from my mistakes of doing that. Even though I was like, I have nothing to hide, I have nothing to prove or anything like that. But not, and I always had to hear that from my dad's voice. Not everybody has good intentions for you. Not everybody wants that for you, and I had to learn that the hard way. But it's okay though. I appreciated it from so many different levels. So whatever connection you're having right now, whether it's somebody out in the street or it could be people at your job, allow yourself to not take yourself to that level of their insecurities, because I don't want to say ignorance and stuff like that. I don't want to badmouth talk nobody. I'm trying to get out of that stage of judging people, because we're all on our life experience of learning lessons, through the hard way, or learning things to be better. That's the reason why we have the quarantine. That's the reason why we have the lockdown, because it's allowing you to face the things that you always use as a distraction, like, oh, I ain't got time to be worried about this. I got to go feed my kids. I got to go work. I need to go do that. And that's the reason why all these things are happening, because now it's at that time where you have to face the things and surrender all those things. Allow your cords to be severed from that situation, because if you're going to be that person that cuts those cords, yes, it's going to come down on you harder, but you're going to come back so much harder. And these are the reason why it's happening. Allow yourself to cut off that connection. Whatever, if you have to be around that person because of children, or you're going through a divorce, you don't have to stay in contact with that person. Even if y'all living up under the same roof, the less talk, the less, the better you'll be. But allowing yourself, even when they feel like they're bumping heads with you, allow them to be acting a fool by themselves. You ain't got to entertain that. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of my video. Y'all seem kind of weird with me doing it on my computer. I haven't done this for like over I think it's like a year and a half. So, my apologies if it's too loud, but, I said I'm gonna give my phone a break, because my phone, my energy is like too crazy for my signals right now. So I said, let me go ahead and do it on here. Even though it's not the best picture in the world, you can see me and you can hear me a lot clearer. So I would love to give a post notification shout out to my sister Lydia Bell. Much love to you. I love you to death. Teresa Anderson, my love, my brother from another mother. Brett, can you please keep him in your prayers? He has been going through an awful lot lately. And, it's just when people have good intentions to help lift you up, please do that. All of us are going through things. We're fighting battles that many people don't even know about. So, please say a prayer for him. If, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop me a line, share, give me a thumbs up. It will be greatly appreciated. If you need to get in touch with me privately, if you have the Facebook Messenger app, you don't have to have the actual page, but you can download the app if you need to. You can get in touch with me privately there. It is for just being able to help you have a deeper understanding about your spiritual purpose, what you're doing as a Heyoka or an empath, whatever gifts you have. I try to help out as best as I can. And, if I can't get the answers for you, I'll get the information to help guide you, to give you that information you need. Please let your inquiries be, serious. It's not like a getting to know you type thing. This is all network, helping the family, helping the family. So whatever we speak on is confidential. You don't have to worry about it. What goes on there stays there. So, I hope you have a blessed, safe weekend. Be responsible at everything you do. Like and subscribe, do all that, yada, yada, yada. Hit the notification bell. I hope you have a blessed, safe weekend. Be responsible. And blah, 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 blah. Know you're truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved. And knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that everything you're trying to manifest into your life comes 100 million times more than what you expected, asked for, to pray for. And the same with you expecting it as well. And I'll see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be wild. Mm-mm.